5. The lines are locked. 4. Match day is near. 3. The picks are clear. 2. The picks are in. 1. Let the show begin. Game on. It's that time again. Game on. Kicks and Picks is back again. Game on. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go. Game on. Game on. Game on. Game on. The guys are here and ready to go.
Welcome back to the Kicks and Picks podcast. Here we are to recap Champions League to kick off, guys. I guess it's we were on a nice run domestically, and then Champions League came around and kicked our asses a bit. So 1-7 on our official plays the last 2 days, 0-2 on the play of the day, which had really been cooking for us in the domestic leagues. I mean, this Champions League format, we've been saying it every time, like it brings about some interesting matches. Very different beast than the old group stage. What do you make of this week's match day 7 results?
Yeah, we got to own it first and foremost. We did. Sucked, and we've been doing really well in the Champions League up to this point. So that's the shitty part. But I think I'll speak for the three of us when I say I don't know that we paid enough attention to table position when putting some of these bets together, because that's really what I'm seeing was kind of like a little bit of a game changer for some of our losses. And the other thing that just has to be said, like, kudos to the Premier League teams. They're fucking showing out. Every single one of them looked good this week. They're dominating this competition this year. And that was not something even through the first 5-6 match days I expected to see, right? Tottenham's been shit in the league. Liverpool's been hot and cold. Newcastle and Chelsea, nothing special. Chelsea fired their manager, and these guys all have come in and they're all probably going to qualify automatically. So
yeah,
shout out them. I think I underestimated that just a little bit as well. So that's my two reasonings for us not doing all that well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be back-to-back seasons where 4 of the 8 buys are at least are going to Premier League teams, which is,
nuts.
I wouldn't even go as far as to say it's interesting. It's just kind of like a weird side effect of how this new league table format is there. It promotes consistency, right? Like the teams that are able to come out and handle the extra matches and deal with, deeper squads are typically the teams that are going to rise to the top here. And Premier League clubs typically have a little bit more cash to throw around to get deeper squads, not necessarily the better 11, but when you're dealing with injuries and rotating for midweek games, yeah, you can get a little bit more out of it. I mean, looking at the top 8, the only team that's really surprising to me that's up there,
Tottenham,
maybe Newcastle, but Tottenham. It's Tottenham for sure. They're sitting in 14th place in the Premier League table right now. They haven't been remotely good at any point during the season, yet they are well positioned to be above PSG at the very least, in Barcelona pretty easily, and get their bye. I don't really know how that's happened, but Newcastle, I'm not too surprised. Obviously, that them losing Isak hurt a bit, but Voltemata has been pretty productive and sound. So, their midfield was always going to be the strength of the team, and they've showed up. So I'm not terribly surprised by them, but I would say Spurs for sure.
Yeah, no, listen, and there's still a ton to play for in the last match day, right? I think we'll really have to pay attention to who can do what, because hey, 6th place PSG is on 13 points. Well, 15th place Juventus is on 12, right? So there's 9 teams in between there. A lot can go up or down.
The big difference this year is there's no surprise teams that are looking to get eliminated. Maybe Napoli, but remember last year, PSG Napoli, were very close.
Benfica. I think Villarreal, who's in 3rd place in Spain, to see them in with 1 point. And not that I would necessarily have been surprised if they get eliminated, but the fact that they don't even have a chance to move up.
But it's not any of these perennial top 12.
No, fair enough.
You know what I mean? No. Last year, I think it was Real Madrid and PSG were both kind of flirting with disaster. I think Real Madrid kind of pulled it out, in the last week 7, game week 8, whatever. But PSG went down to the last game. just to qualify. So no scares there necessarily. Obviously, Juve, Inter look pretty safe. Anybody even that like mid area up below Galatasaray, it's if any of those guys get eliminated, it's not like a huge stunner. Yep. My hot take for this is I would love to see them just cut it down to 16. I would like to just say no buys, top 16 move on to knockouts. Everybody else get out.
I can see that.
I was gonna say the biggest surprise on the table, I think, is Karabakh. Right? Yeah, they've almost all but they're mathematically not through yet, but I mean, with sitting in 18th, they're in pretty good position. It just shows what that home advantage is for them, right? Teams having to travel there. They beat Frankfurt late today. A team that's going to get eliminated, most likely. Or they might be mathematically out by now, but Karabakh picking up 7 points at home in 4 matches. Huge. All right.
The tough thing for them is they play Liverpool, which, is a really tough fixture to end it on.
Yeah. Liverpool at Liverpool.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, listen, surprisingly,
it would take a lot to go wrong, though, not to get through probably for them on 10 points.
No, I agree, right? There's like 4 or 5 teams that would have to, win or do something. But no, we talk about them week in and week out, right? They're a strong home team, right? Like they have a lot of foreign players, obviously, a ton of Brazilians, I think, that are, kind of that second tier, but good enough to beat teams from Cyprus and Norway and,
today, Germany,
right? So no, really tough place to play, right? If they played 4 games at home, I'm going to have to guess they've got 9 points out of those 4 games, right? I don't have it right in front of me, but
7.
8, okay. Yeah, I was going to say 8 or 9 points for sure. So yeah, that's a pretty good return, for a team that is from Azerbaijan. I mean,
not even from like a second tier league. Like it's right. It's not a traditional power type league or even second tier league. Yeah. So that to me is the most surprising team in terms of not only likely advancing, but like advancing fairly comfortably, it looks like. Yeah. Everybody else from the the big 5 leagues for the most part, then you throw in like an Olympiacos, like Galatasaray, right? Like teams you expect,
is
right?
Sneakily there with 5 losses. Yeah. Benfica may not qualify. That's bad for them.
Yeah, they're it's gonna be very tough for them with only 6 points to qualify. I mean, the teams that are on the cusp that probably have the best chance of qualifying are like Napoli and Copenhagen because they're both on 8. And Napoli really bottled it yesterday against Copenhagen. Could have been on 10 and been sitting very comfortably. Yeah, I mean, so right now Spain is losing a team in Villarreal. Germany's losing Frankfurt. And now is Italy going to lose Napoli, right? When you talk about that battle for that 5th spot for next season, that's a big, deciding factor when teams don't get through the league phase. So, if everyone in Serie A that's hopeful of getting a Champions League spot should be rooting for Napoli, at least to progress and get those coefficient points, you would think.
Napoli got to play Chelsea,
Italians
though.
Don't do that.
But the Italians don't do that. So, they smite your nose to spite your face, right? kind of mentality when it comes to
and that's a really shitty result for them yesterday. I mean, they had it in front of them.
Up a man, right?
You're up a man and you give up an equalizer in like the 75th minute. So no good.
Yeah, I'm actually saying it's not looking good for Napoli. I mean they have to play Chelsea, so you got to get a result there. Olympiacos is at Ajax. Ajax is pretty bad this year.
Yep.
That's decent for them. Athletic is playing Bodo Glimt. Oh no, that's Atletico. Excuse me. Who are they playing? I don't see them on this list.
Athletic Club is playing Sporting.
Speaking of bad results, Atalanta today at home, right? Yeah. Giving Athletic life by blowing that match. So,
there it is. And they're playing Sporting. So they got Lisbon, which is winnable. PSV looked terrible today.
Oh man, you want to talk about hot and cold? Like, figure that team out.
And they're hosting Bayern, so there's maybe some hope there. Napoli can maybe get a draw and then pass PSV. Yeah. That's what they need to hope for.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And like you said, with that bye, that carrot of the bye, like hanging over these teams, a team like Chelsea's going to play for it, right? They're not going to just, we're through like Definitely. In the old days of, we advance out of our group, we can kind of rest guys that last match day if we're playing a team that, doesn't matter to us. But that kind of goes out the window unless you're locked into the top 8, which I think very few teams are probably mathematically locked in because everybody's so close in the table, right? Who's really locked in? Arsenal. Right. Let's see, 13 and Bayern are the only 2 that I would say are locked in mathematically. Everybody else could theoretically slip.
Yeah, if Liverpool get a point at home against Karabakh, they're getting their bye.
Yeah. Same with Real. 1 point is good enough. But yeah, very few teams have nothing to play for the last match day, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think again a weekend of we should have followed the table a little bit closer, or a week of we should have followed the table a little closer. But this is, I've seen a lot lately, and we've talked about this. I don't want to beat the point to death, but I've seen a lot of people who don't like this new format. Right? They were more fans of the groups, the home and away, maybe building up something of a rivalry because. Often enough, you'd see teams face each other year after year, or 2 out of 3 years, or something like that. You don't get that with this new format, but look at the table, right? Like this is what you get. You get upsets week in and week out. We've seen it for 7 match days now. We've seen it for 2 years, however long they've been doing this. So
I was skeptical at first, but I like it. I think it's better. I think seeing different teams is exciting for fans. Obviously, more matches on the players' legs is maybe not the best for some of these clubs with less depth, but yeah, and you still get those back-to-back year matches like Inter and Arsenal, right? Back-to-back years. So you can still kind of build that up, that rivalry, depending on how the draw comes out. And I think it's better. You don't get 2 matches against, I'm going to say Paphos, even though they've pulled out some surprise results, right? Like, or you don't get a group of death where a team from one of the big 5 leagues doesn't get through.
That's the point. Yeah. There's no danger in this new format. It's all very just fast forward to knockouts. Like, I don't really care what happens in the league table because it doesn't matter. All these good teams are going to go to knockouts, and then from there, it's whatever. Like, I don't even care about seeding, right? Liverpool were the number 1 overall seed last year. They get PSG as their first knockout round because PSG. It's just
it does remove the danger to an extent for the big clubs. You're right. Like
it's really it's an exhibition. The league stage is really just it's cool. You get good matches, you get good matchups. It's an exhibition, but there's really nothing on the line. It's
money for some of the.
That's why I said cut it to 16. Cut it to 16, and then now all of a sudden you have like the Dortmunds and Juves and Inters. There's a little bit of a threat for some of these teams to drop out.
And I think that's why it's a 24 team cut, right? Because if it was proposed as 16, a lot of these bigger clubs probably would have not wanted that because, if we're playing 3 or 4 other big clubs in this league phase, we're going to be possibly in danger, especially if we're on a down year. I think that's a good point. The danger's not there, but it does make for fun watching. I mean, today wasn't the biggest goal day, especially in the first half, but like some of these match days, you have the Golasso show on and they're just flying in left and right. And you're just like, whoa, like, it goes from one match to the next, and it's fun to watch.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, if this cut line right now sits at around 9 points, you're talking 3 wins out of your 8 matches gets you through.
3 wins.
Most of these teams that are in pot 1 and pot 2,
right?
You've got to beat 3 of these teams that are in pots 3 and 4. Like it's
no, that's a super fair point.
Yeah, waters it down a bit. I think in terms of that, that you make a good point. That's for sure.
And I would say, you need 3 wins. Like statistically, you're going to be playing one of the bottom 11 teams, right? At least once. So that's one of your wins. You got to squeeze out 2 more.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. Fair point.
I still like it.
Yeah. It's still fun watching, especially when
Except
your
for this
club,
week.
like,
we didn't like it this week.
When you're not hitting bets, and that's fun. And when your club's not in it, maybe it's different, but it makes it for more fun when your club's not in it, is what I was going to say. Just because it's good for a neutral. So let's jump over to Serie A. We talked about Napoli needing
show up my media. Hold on.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Well, one of our 2 games of the week. We're featuring 2, but yes. Nick's very proud of that one. So our first of the 2 matches of the week, they're both in Serie A this week. No huge head-to-heads in the Premier League, but Serie A has 2 really big ones for the top 4 race. Inter's kind of cemented themselves as the title favorite at this point. And then it's kind of 4 teams playing for, at the moment, 3 spots, depending on how obviously the European qualification goes and all that. Because you have Milan sitting on 46 points through 21, Napoli 43, Roma 42, and Juventus 39. And we get a Napoli-Juve head-to-head Sunday noon Eastern at the Allianz Stadium. This is a big one. Napoli heads into this with 9 straight unbeaten. Now, obviously going to be coming in with a sour taste in their mouth after yesterday and not winning that game against Copenhagen. Juve got the win today in Champions League, but they had a bad result on the weekend in Serie A against Cagliari, right? 1-0 loss, Nick, I believe it was. Right?
Yep.
They lost
Correct.
at Cagliari.
Yep.
So, kind of up and down for both clubs coming into this one. I would say, and I'll give the lines in a second, I would say I think Juve need this more because if they lose this, they could be in danger of kind of falling a couple wins out of the top 4, which as far as we know, right, we can't bank on a 5th spot. Top 4 is the money positions right now for Champions League next year. So this being at Juventus, the odds reflect the home advantage a bit. Even money on Juve and the money line, plus 275 on Napoli. Draw line plus 200. The over is set at 2.5 is plus 145. The under is minus 195. I mean, that is massive in terms of like the juice you'd have to drink there to take the under if you think it's going under. Draw no bet. Napoli plus 165. Obviously, Juve unplayable at even money on the money line. So, yeah, I mean, is this a certain under at that number? I mean, that to me is like, you know, I would imagine they lean under here, but that's a really, really juicy number.
Yeah, you're about to think I'm insane. So let me ramble first before I answer your question. I first and foremost, I agree with you that Inter are the favorites, and it's not because they're 3 points ahead of everybody else, right? That's a game here or there. It's more about the way they've been playing, right? We know that they score more than everybody else. We've talked about it, but they just look, Arsenal result this week aside, in the league, they just look like the team that wants it the most, right? I see the most urgency out of them. Lautaro has a very, very, very quiet 11 goals, right? I think so. If he's healthy and he can keep that up, that's probably the difference maker, because these other teams are all really struggling at striker, right? You're talking about a Milan team who had to get Fulkrug, who's 40 and has a broken toe. Like dude broke his toe like game 1.
Really? Oh, scored a goal and broke his toe.
Yeah, so I mean, that's not a good look. They've obviously had injuries outside of that. Napoli, who were banking on Lukaku for year 19, that dude never saw the field, and you know, Højlund is
starting to pick up a little steam.
Yeah, he's still a kid. Lorenzo Luca's terrible, so like they're struggling in that department. And you got Roma, who, you know, hey, listen, if we're going by one game, Malin looks good, right? If he can keep that up, that's great. But they've obviously very much struggled. They're barely averaging a goal a game up to this point. So for all that, I agree with you in the sense that Inter, I think they're favors for that reason. You asked who needed this game more. I tend to agree with you. At home, Juve has to want 3 points because, you know, Roma's still ahead of them. Como is lurking. They're not going away, clearly. And Atalanta is the one that really, I think, disappointed us with their result this past weekend. If they had picked up another 2 points, you know, then they're still kind of in range despite that terrible start to the season. So I still think there's, you know, I can't see a scenario where Juve finish any worse than 6th. I still think 4th or 5th is more likely, but you drop 3 here. It's not good.
You could be down to 6th, right? Como could pass them with a win.
Yeah, no question. So I think that's tough. I wasn't expecting to see Juve this big of a favorite, so that does lead me to believe that they'll win this game just based on those odds. I'm taking a long, hard look at this over 2.5. I got plus 155 at Hard Rock, and I just think that for the reasons you mentioned, right? They have to go out and win. They've certainly been scoring a whole lot more since they got Spalletti.
Yep.
2-1 game. It's a classic. Like, this needs to be a 2-1 game, one way or the other. So
I can tell you,
maybe take a chance.
The last 2 head-to-heads and 3 of the last 4 head-to-heads have been 2-1 Napoli victories.
There you have
the
it.
last 4, and including just last month, about a month ago, December 7th, Napoli won at home 2-1.
Yeah.
So yeah, that surprised me that I would have.
So I'll give you a crazier one. Napoli to score 2 is plus 300. I mean,
I think, you know, I don't think it's something you bet the house on, but I think that's worth a little something, because they've proven 3 of the last 4 they can score on Juve, including just a month ago, right? And not much has changed in their lineup since then. I don't think there's anybody really missing that played that match.
They're going to get their inevitable goal from McTominay, and then they need, you know, to find another goal somewhere else. So it's, listen, tough place to play in Juve. Let's see. This is really a tough game to handicap other than looking at the odds. If I looked at the odds, I'd tell you Juve wins straight away. And they very well might, but I'm just hoping for an entertaining game, quite honestly. And I think you can get a 2-1.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not going to advocate for an under at minus 200. So if I'm betting it, I'm betting it over.
It's weird because, you know, Juve have actually been, like you said, they've been scoring a ton. They've got 2+ goals in 4 of their last 6, which is kind of contrary to what we're used to, right? You see a high output offensive performance from Juve maybe once every other month than they have for 2 in the last 3 weeks. So
It's
like,
another
is
team
that
without really like a forward. They're like struggling in that department.
yeah. And so it's like, do you buy that trend, or are you hoping for the regression? So that's like the total for me. It just everything feels very much like a coin flip. Like this could be a game where Napoli shows up and they keep a clean sheet, and then maybe they get a goal to squeak out the 3 points. Or maybe it becomes a weird like 3-1, 3-2 barn burner, which seems very unlikely. But looking at the kind of the track record, you're going to get one or the other. It doesn't feel like it's going to be an in between. I don't think we like to say that we like to bet the 1-1 draw a lot.
Yeah.
This is not a 1-1 game for me. This is the exact opposite. So. It's
No.
either going to be like the 0-0, 1-0, or it's going to be like a.
Nope.
Yeah, and so Napoli's the under trending team. 8 of their last 10. 1-1 yesterday in Champions League, 1-0 win over Sassuolo on the weekend, which a lot of the bigger clubs that had to play that makeup match during the midweek struggle a little bit on the weekend to finally break through.
It's not even just that, man.
But I'm looking at
all year.
I'm looking at Inter match head to head 2-2. They scored 2 on Napoli. They scored 2 on Bologna in the Supercoppa final, and this is just in their last 10. They scored 2-0 win over Milan in the Supercoppa, right? So when they play big sides, they've proven they can score 2 goals. Juve, this is a little more than 10 matches ago, 2-1 win over Juve. So they are scoring multi goals. A lot of even the under matches have been them scoring 2 goals. 2-0 against Lazio, 2-0 against Cremonese, 2-2 with Verona, including with the Inter one. So it's a lot of 2s for Napoli. So if they can get those 2, that plus 300 is a huge number. It's a huge number. I think that is something I will take a shot on. Because I think at that number, if it doesn't hit, you just tip your cap to Juve's defense and say, so be it.
Taking a look at some player props. I mean, Yildiz is like the guy for Juve, where we've hit the point where like he's generating probably 90% of their offense. So plus 250 for a goal is not that bad.
Hoyland getting a shot on target, minus 120.
Hoyland had a brace in the reverse fixture, and he's plus 360 for a goal.
Yeah.
I would just take him shot on target, minus 120.
Yeah.
McTominay plus 125 shot on target. That dude scores every game. I don't know. Just saying.
Seems like a big number for a guy who's got a nose for goal. Doesn't even have to score, just has to get one on target.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what he's averaging in the league. I'm just curious. In the league, it's Champions League. In Serie A, he is averaging 1.1 shots on target per match, shooting just under 3 times. So that I think is also worth a play.
Plus 125. Johnny gets it. He's in.
Yeah, Johnny likes it. So yeah, I think that's those are solid plays. I think the Hoyland shot on target, McTominay shot on target, very solid numbers. And then I think that Napoli team total also very solid.
I think it's worth a shot.
I don't know if I bet a side here because I could see going either way. But I do, even Napoli in the draw no bet though is attractive. I think it was like plus 160. I'm not saying I'm going to take it all that, right? I'd probably rather go team
love
total.
Coach when he wants Juve to lose. This is great.
I mean, ideal weekend for me. Ideal weekend for me is
draw.
This match is a draw.
Yeah, sure.
And then Roma gets the result against Milan, which they have to prove they can actually beat a good team. We'll get into that, but ideal result for me is I bet the over. We get a 2-2, and then we move along to the Roma match, and things go right for me there.
I have a interesting play for you guys after we talk about that game.
Okay,
but I think we're in a solid spot for this one. I like our plays, and
yeah,
I'm very hopeful that this will not be a boring under game.
Yeah, I don't see it. Nothing really with Napoli and these bigger sides have been super boring unders that we've seen, like no 0-0s in recent last couple of months. So yeah, I agree with that there. So, all right, the other big match which follows this one right after is Roma hosting Milan. Roma, like I said, 4th in the table right now, hosting Milan, who is currently 2nd. And the surprising thing, it doesn't feel like it when you watch them and look at the scores every week, but Milan only has 1 loss in the league, and it was the opening match of the week, the season. I was doing my Roma podcast on Monday. We were talking about the upcoming matches, and my co-host Jimmy was saying like, Milan doesn't feel like it. I'm like, they don't feel that good, but when you look at the results keep coming. It's just they just draw a lot of matches, right? But they don't lose often.
No,
they've lost once in the league, and no
1.
Europe for them.
Game 1.
No Europe for them. They have the advantage of rest. Roma's playing tomorrow against Stuttgart. at home. So there's no travel involved, but it's not going to be an easy European match.
Also, you could trot out the fucking reserves for that one, dude. Stuttgart stinks.
I mean, if Roma wants to get a bye in the Europa League, they're going to have to win their last two probably. So there's something to play for there. But the projected lineups do have some of the younger players playing in certain positions. So I do think if the projections are right, Dybala might get a rest, Ndika might get a rest. Malin can't play because he can't be registered until after the league phase, things like that. So they will have some of those guys probably rested for this one. But the lines are, if you like a side, the money lines are playable, very playable on both teams. Roma plus 155, Milan plus 185. The draw line is plus 185 as well. The total in this one.
Oh, you got some stinky fucking lines, dude.
Really?
Come down to Florida. Plus 155 on Roma, plus 195 on Milan, plus 210 on
Roma
draw.
Literally just jumped to 155 as I was reading it out.
There you go. I moved the line just by saying
moved the line. The over in this one, plus 115. The under, minus 150. So again, books trending under here. Draw no bet on both teams. Also playable. Roma minus 130, Milan minus 105. What do you make of this one? I mean, I can tell you, and we've said it every time Roma's played a big match, and we've kind of talked about one of their bigger matches. They haven't beaten a good side yet. They haven't drawn a match yet, so they have not gotten a point off of one of these top 5 rivals, top 4 rivals yet this season. No time like the present for them because they're at home, and I think they've got to do something. It's like, kind of the shit or get off the pot saying, right? Like, you got to beat one of these teams at some point if you're going to qualify for Champions League next year.
You're 100% correct. First of all, let's shout out Roma. They have made the podcast game of the year 1-0. So we didn't discuss that yet. We are undefeated game of the year 2026. I think what you said is correct. And I say this every week that we talk about Milan, seems like. So if you watch us a lot, sorry for the repeat. If you're new to the show, you're going to think I'm a genius. Like, Milan's draws feel like losses. That's really why
that's what I was getting at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right. The draws they had were like Atalanta when they were at their lowest, Pisa, like Lecce or somebody like that.
Even the win last week, right? It was like almost last minute when Fulkrug scored, right? It's like they struggled to score.
So it was no good. But you hit the nail on the head with this Roma side. I mean, I think the odds are only this way because they're at home. But until I see Roma beat an accomplished team, a team that's around them in the standings, a team that's even ahead of them, I cannot buy this Roma team. Whereas a Milan win in this game does maybe give them the belief that, hey, we can challenge for the title. I don't think not many people coming into the season, maybe outside of a few of us, thought that Milan were a legitimate title contender. I think if they win this game, you could say that, right? There's still a ton to play. There's still deficiencies in the squad. They have to get healthy. They still have probably the best manager in the league. And, quite honestly, if they get 3 points in this one, that goes a long, long, long way. That said, would not shock me to see a draw in this game. So I will tell you that if you wanted to get super fucking silly, you could parlay the draw in Juve, Napoli, and the draw in this game and get to plus 850. That's where I'm at.
That would be a very Serie A result where all 4 of these teams get 1 point and then nothing happens.
If Fulkrug does play, if he does play, he does start, he's minus 130 for a shot on target. I like that. But I don't know how serious his injury is. Malin, I don't know how you say his name. He wasn't listed for me on props, so I was going to look at him, but
he's minus 185 shot on target. Yeah, he had a few last
week. We got one game of him before the fucking books moved out.
and even the goal is plus 250. He's got the shortest odds with Ferguson, go figure, and then Pulisic 270. I have to say only one match of him last week, but he completely changed the Roma attack. For a guy who was only in one training session with the squad, the understanding between him and Dybala looked like
amazing what could happen when you move around a little bit.
Well, that's
Roma
what it is,
other
right?
Fucking dudes that are like statues up there in the box.
Yeah.
And
I think Gasperini needs a guy who does that, right? Can make those angled runs and fill the the half spaces and do things like that, where a traditional 9 like Ferguson and Delvik don't do that. And the understanding between him and Dybala look like they've been playing together for a long time, which is huge because this attack flowed so much better just in the one match with him in it. Will that continue now against a better side in Milan? Last week was Torino. We'll see. He scored once, had one called offside for his knee was offside, minutes before that. Had another one saved by the goalie. So he was very active, played a very good game. It wasn't just the goal. And it makes Dybala better. It makes the other guys around him better because that movement opens up those spaces. And Dybala made the pass on the goal that counted, but he put himself in a perfect position to get that shot off. So we'll see if against a manager like Mad Max and with his tactics that works the same. But it does give me some hope for this Roma attack going forward to be able to score more. They've scored.
Right where we need, Coach.
Yeah,
with a little bit of hope for Roma. Oh yeah.
But the thing is, I think the key for Roma is really to get the first goal, because in every match they've played against the other top 5 side, they have gone down. Milan, they were the better side for the first, I think, like 30 minutes, and they conceded, and the match changed. Inter, they conceded within the first 5 minutes, I think it was, and they had no shot. Juve, they went down 2-0 before they got a goal, and then Napoli, they also went down after they had a decent spell to open the match. So it's like one of those things where if they don't take advantage of starting the match somewhat decently, they're going to struggle. At least they have up to this point. We'll see with Malin if it changes, if they do go down first. But first goal becomes really big for them, I think, because they've had a lot of trouble breaking down defenses that are kind of dug in because they're in the lead.
Yep. What do you think, Scotty?
What I like in this is it's a little chalky, but both teams to score right now, I'm seeing minus 135.
Yeah, I just went to that.
I think that's got to be the play. It's hit 5 of the last 6 head to head. The only time it hasn't hit was the most recent one. Milan's 1-0 win at home versus Roma. But the rest of these matchups, 3-1, 3-1, 1-1, 5-2, 2-1. There's got to be goals in this. Yep. And at minus 135, I mean, me probably shop it around a little bit, probably get something easier. Maybe minus 130, minus 125. I think that's probably the pick.
And you talking about how it didn't hit in this match this season. The XG in that match combined was over 5. Roma had just about 2, and Milan was just about over 3. So there should have been more goals than that. So yeah, I think that minus 135 is a good one. I kind of like the over based on the way that last match played out. Now, does it hit? I don't know. I don't, because these matches against the big sides, Roma have been under every time, and both these teams are under in 4 of the last 5. But if it plays out the way the last match played out and it gets opened up by a goal by the 39th minute like that match did, I think you could see more goals. There should have been more in the last head-to-head.
Yeah, minus 125 and both teams score.
So, yeah. That's a no-brainer then.
Yeah, I think it's very playable. Both teams to score over 2.5 is plus 140. I mean, it's a pretty big number. But I think if you could get that 130 range or so for the both teams to score, I think that's a solid play.
I mean, here's the other question, Scotty. You riled off all those scores. A lot of them had 4 goals or more, right? Over 3.5, it's plus 300. You bold enough for that one?
Yeah, just ladder. I would do both teams to score. Both teams to score in over 2.5, and then over 3.5.
I mean, even the over 2 has to pay out decent if you're laddering, right?
I mean, it's I was looking at the Asian line. It's 2.25 is minus 110. Over 2.25 is minus 110.
Wow, yeah, over 2 is minus 170. I thought it'd be a little bit better based on the strong number on the under 2.5. Yeah, I think it'll be an entertaining match. If it's like the first one, if we get a couple more goals, it'll be a very entertaining match, because it was an entertaining match for a 1-0. Yep. Disappointing for me, but it was entertaining. Yeah, to put quite simply, from what I remember.
Coach got a little bit of hope, a little bit of belief right now. I like it. Right where
Malin brought the belief. We'll see. We'll see after tomorrow against Stuttgart if they continue to fill me with the hope going into the weekend. But yeah, I think the rest advantage for Milan is kind of key too. So we'll see. We'll see how much that plays into, substitution patterns and things like that. So I think that also could play into who Gasperini rests tomorrow, like Nick was saying, right? Yeah.
Should be a good one. I hope we 2 good games on Sunday.
Yeah, Scotty and I might be snowed in, so hopefully it'll be good stuff to watch on TV.
Is it even going to be warm enough to snow? Like, I feel like it's too cold to snow right now.
They're saying the biggest one of the winter yet here in New York, so fun times.
Good luck.
All right, so let's whip around Serie A, then we'll whip around the Premier League. So we've got Inter hosting Pisa on Friday. Good luck finding anything playable there. Then Saturday, we have Como hosting Torino, Fiorentina hosting Cagliari, and Lecce hosting Lazio.
I'm going to go across the board. I got one for every one of those games.
Wow.
Como over 1.5, minus 130, team total. Fiorentina over 1.5, team total, minus 125. Both teams to score. Lazio, Lecce, plus 105.
Wow.
Cagliari plus 1, minus 140.
Not bad.
What, Fiorentina's good now? Are we really just gonna
No, you
forget
know
the
what,
fact that
though?
they didn't have a win for 21 weeks?
They're unbeaten in 4 games. I feel like their forwards are playing a lot better.
It's all right. I'm getting
and
+1. I'm fine with all this. I'll take +1.
And I think Cagliari is due for a super letdown after their shutout of Juve.
Sorry, I'm fine with +1 on this.
No, I don't.
I like the Como one at -130. If you get at -130 or better, I think the team total is a solid one against Torino. They've looked good. I tried to, petition for them to be play of the day on Monday. I know we didn't agree on anything. We didn't play it, and they ended up just absolutely hammering Lazio. I wish I actually bet it because I didn't actually bet it because I don't know, maybe just because we were talking about it, we didn't agree on it. But they absolutely hammered Lazio. They're a threat to Juve now, right? They win this, but they're provisionally ahead of Juve heading into the Sunday match. So, yeah. All right, Sunday we've got early. I know Nick will be waking up at 6:30 for this one. Sassuolo hosting Cremonese, Atalanta hosting Parma, Genoa hosting Bologna. Before we get into the 2 matches we just talked about, so anything in those other 3?
Yeah, I think Bologna need the points. They've been fucking really struggling, right? They only have 1 win, I think, in their past 7 or 8 games. So they need it. They are -130, draw no bet. I know Genoa's been better of late, right? They haven't lost in 4.
Yeah.
But it's kind of now or never for Bologna to stay relevant.
Yeah, and they've got the European match tomorrow too. We were talking about, right? So hosting Celtic, and then they go to Genoa. So we'll see if there's any hangover from that. They also then play again next Thursday. So things to keep an eye on for sure. Yeah.
Did you say Cremonese and Sassuolo in that group?
I did.
Oh,
yes.
Did.
So I got both teams to score on them -120. Here's their last 4 head-to-heads: Cremonese 3, Sassuolo 2, Cremonese 1, Sassuolo 1, Sassuolo 1, Cremonese 4, Sassuolo 3, Cremonese 2.
Oh,
I'll take both teams to score at -120. It feels like that.
Okay.
This is the classic. Both teams stink. Both teams have to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that because these are like those, not relegation teams, but bottom half teams, but they actually score a little bit at times. It's not like getting like a Pisa Parma or like Pisa Lecce head to head where you're like, I don't know who's scoring a goal. I think this one you could get that both teams to score, and it's a decent number.
I 100% buy that result. And neither team has a win in 6. So even
something's
you have
give
nothing
at some
to
point.
lose at this point, right? Like you got to go all in.
Yeah. Damn.
I dig it. I like it a lot.
And then the weekend closes on Monday with Verona hosting Udinese.
Oof. I mean, that has draw written all over it, but the draw line is
what's the both teams to score in that one? I feel like Verona matches have goals lately, don't they?
Except for last game on whenever they played.
It's +100.
Fucking bums.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like that. I mean, they went 1-1. Early in the season, way early, like first or second match week. I don't know.
Is your boy injured again, or is he like suspended or something?
Zaniolo?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't see him in the projected lineup. Let's see.
Yeah, he's not listed here.
No, he's out injured. It looks like.
Fucking guy.
All right, maybe not because he's been the one scoring goals for that.
No, no, man. That little Nigerian for Hellas has been really good. What's his name? Gift. I forgot his last name.
I mean, desperate Verona side, right? Like, desperate.
Oh, knee surgery. Damn, Johnny coming clutch with the team news here.
Knee surgery again for full. I mean, Zaniolo,
that's it. Career over. He will be a reserve. He will be a
nice
reserve on Liverpool soon. That's how he is ready to replace Chiesa next year.
Yeah, man. This relegation race, like, I mean, Verona, Pisa, Lecce. I'm not seeing much hope for them. I think Fiorentina's out of their funk enough that they should not be in danger. Genoa's starting to get it together a little bit, and then Cagliari's 5 clear of them already. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for those 3 teams to get out of there. Lecce just don't score enough.
A generational slide from Torino or Cagliari, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think is their only hope.
All right, so let's head over to the Premier League. Match day starts on Saturday. We've got West Ham, Sunderland, Burnley, Spurs, Fulham, Brighton, Man City, Wolves, and Bournemouth, Liverpool.
Before we get into this, I was looking at the lines, just the match lines, just to get a sense for the weekend. And there's so many games in here that just feel like absolute traps because everything is kind of set. One team is set at, money line win +105, and the other team is obviously drawn no bet like +150. And so it's just whichever one you like, you can feel like you can pull something out. And it just feels like the books are trying to lead you one way. So I'm wary of
even
this.
like these Spurs and Liverpool lines on the road, right? Just about even money, both against Burnley and Bournemouth. You're like, oh, like they should win, right? But they both got Champions League sandwiched between 2 Champions League matches.
Yeah, and as spoken before, it's not like Spurs are good. They're sitting in 14th place. Like, why would you not take Burnley at home, draw no bet at plus 155? Like that seems like a no-brainer, but that tells me that's probably going to be a Spurs win somehow, which just makes no sense.
Yep.
So I've been in my head about this for the last 2 hours trying to figure out where to go with it, and I'm still don't have a decision. But there will be a lot of both teams to score picks from me this week. So
absolute Spurs win. Like I don't. Yeah, have to.
Yeah,
it has to be right
on the road after a Champions League, and it's just
I know Burnley letdown spot after getting points in 2 straight games. I don't know.
Plus 160, draw no bet at home. Like it's just how do you not bet it? How do you not bet it? You're a better man than me if you can.
No, I'm probably staying away from that game. Quite honestly, it looks, or maybe you bet it live or something like that, because I couldn't agree with you more. It's like the most ridiculous line I think both ways.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, West Ham is winning this game.
I don't doubt that. I like both teams to score. It's minus 120. I'm seeing actually minus 130 now. It was minus 120 earlier. I don't mind that. Like Sunderland's been bad, but they can still score. Yeah. And West Ham's
they've got everybody coming back from AFCON, right? So
yeah. So I like both teams to score in that. I also like both teams to score Man City and Wolves. City's defense has been terrible. They just gave up 3 to Bodo.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that they're going to necessarily lose to Wolves, but both teams to score at minus 110. Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah,
all day.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
So I think that's going to be my angle this weekend. I'm just going to take a bunch of both teams to score in England because I don't love a lot of these lines. We'll get to some more later, but they're all just flirting on that like plus 100 money line win for the away team, and then the home team draw no bets like plus 150 to plus 160.
Am I insane, or did Liverpool just very recently play Bournemouth?
They don't do like the exact schedule over anymore these days, so it could have been
okay
because the schedule just turned over.
I think that was a game that was like 4-2. That was like early in the season where like Semenyo scored 2. Yeah. And it was like 4-2 in like Liverpool. That was back when they were still winning games.
I mean, sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. I legitimately think you could watch every single Premier League game this weekend. Like every game is decent.
Yeah.
We haven't got
all of them yet, but I mean,
literally every game is decent.
Yeah. Let's see if I can figure out where this Bournemouth game was. I'm not seeing it first glance. But in that game, I mean, again, let's take a look at goals because both teams have scored minus 185. Both teams score over 2.5, minus 125.
Seems good.
I don't hate it. It's just I'm a little bit nervous. Like Bournemouth have burned me now like 2 times in a row, thinking that they're gonna
2 times. I think I'm 0-93 betting them.
Yeah,
like lifetime.
But they got what's his face?
I think they got us that one nice play of the day win, right? When they still had Semenyo, and that was it.
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm sorry. This is how scorned I am. I'm thinking of when Bournemouth beat Tottenham with Semenyo, like a month ago. Not even.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Burned us on the way out.
Sorry. That's still in my fucking mind.
We didn't think he was playing, and yeah.
Ask me about any of like our 20 winners the last 2 weeks, but I can't tell you. But I can still tell you the fucking game we lost. 3 months ago.
Oh, the bad beats are the ones that you remember the longest, right?
Brutal, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope Poole fucking wrecked them, but who knows?
Road game too. I don't know. Back-to-back road matches for Poole, probably trouble, especially considering they won decently today. I don't expect a repeat of that. So I could let me take a look at what it is. Plus 150 again for the draw no bet at home. Probably plus 175. You could probably get double chance then. Find my double chance number.
Minus 130 probably.
Minus 115. I would take that. I would take Bournemouth or tie minus 115. Liverpool unbeaten, but 5 of those are draws.
All draws, yeah.
On the road after a Champions League road match in Marseille. Yeah, I think that's a big letdown time. Give me the double chance for Bournemouth minus 115.
All right, moving to Sunday, we've got Palace hosting Chelsea. Again, there's another line, right, of a team we talked about in the Champions League, and even money on the road. Newcastle hosting Villa, interesting one there. Brentford hosting Forest, Arsenal hosting United.
I have absolutely nothing in this Palace Chelsea game. I don't know if you guys have anything.
No.
I don't trust
for
them.
me.
Palace seems like they're about to implode at this point, right? Like
I think that's the most likely.
It's been boiling for a while. Their manager clearly is ready to go to United. I don't know how long he's gonna have to wait for that, maybe till the end of the season, but they've been selling basically every one of their key players for the last 6 to 12 months. They don't really have anybody left now except for Wharton, who's probably going to be in Manchester City in 4 months. So yeah, it really feels like we're just waiting for Palace to finally implode, and I think it might be the time.
Yeah. I will say though, like if Garnacho starts, which I think he has been, he's like minus 130 shot on target. He's been actually pretty decent.
Yeah. What about Villa kind of catching Newcastle out now? Newcastle feeling pretty good after a 3-0 win. Do we really buy them?
They do have to play tomorrow, so there's no rest.
Villa.
Villa plays tomorrow.
But like Villa double chance, minus 125.
Dude, but Villa has been like unbelievably bad the last month. Like the second I've been on the wrong fucking direction of the Villa train at every point this season. Fucking on them at the start of the year, they couldn't win a game. Then I was like, oh, this team clearly stinks. They went on like their 12-game winning streak. So I'm like, okay, let's buy back into Villa, and they haven't won a game in a month. So you're asking the wrong person. I cannot fucking make heads or tails of this team.
Yeah, I mean, they got smoked by
goals
Arsenal
in this one.
There should be.
I guess if Newcastle feels like it.
I mean, the only one in recent head-to-heads that didn't go over was the one back in August.
Villa are going to Fenerbahce, which is probably a top 3 worst place to play in all of Europe. So that, I mean, there's going to be just damage coming off of that.
All right.
Mental and physical turmoil.
If we're talking about that, if we're looking at the odds, we're looking at the home team. This is a Newcastle money line. I don't believe in Newcastle.
I think that's what it is. I think you just got to buy the shitty number and just be like, yeah, that's the way. Like I said, I think books are trying to trick you because everything in my body is telling me to take Villa double chance. But I think you're right, Nick. I think you got to just suck it up. Take the ugly pick.
Where's our? I don't know where it is.
Trap alert. It's big time trap alert.
Be careful,
man. Brentford Forest. What a what a gross game. I mean, credit Forest drew Arsenal last week.
Yeah.
Don't know that they're going to get another result again. Brentford, they had snuck up into the top 5, top 6.
For a while, I was going to say they were starting to trend up.
Now it's probably time to start selling Brentford stock if you haven't already.
Who beat them last week? I already forgot who that was. That was a rough one.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
They lost to Chelsea.
Nothing.
Yeah. Oh, we had them on the double chance, I think.
Yeah.
So
that was our sneaky play because they were 6 unbeaten heading into that one until we bet them. So.
Like, can you suck it up and take Forest double chance on this one again? Because that's going to be playable. Where are we looking at? Forest minus 135. It's not even that playable.
And the head-to-head, they won that opening match of the season or second match of the season, 3-1 win over Brentford at home.
Really?
Right. Both teams to score minus 135. I don't know. I think you got to avoid this game at all costs.
Yeah.
I'm selling my Brentford stock, but I'm not ready to buy on anything with Forest.
Look, the Brentford's in 7th place with 9 losses.
That's wild, yeah. It's kind of where the league's been this year.
Yeah.
Leeds 16th place with 9 losses.
9 losses, right.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, that leaves us with Arsenal United's closeout Sunday and Everton Leeds on Monday if you like anything there.
Oh, man. This is another, it's a stinky game, but I think you got to kind of buy a little bit of what Carrick is doing with United. I don't think it's going to be great, but
I think it's an over game.
+1. Minus 125.
I wish. I don't know if I'm going there. I think I'll just take over 2.5.
With Arsenal's defense?
Yeah.
And Arsenal's inability to score? I'm not buying United. I'm buying the fact that Arsenal struggle to score. And I think United have figured something out with Carrick. Because they look good. I mean, they fucking smashed City. I mean, City got smashed by Bodo, so maybe that doesn't mean much now. Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm backing up a little bit. I was going to say I was buying a lot.
You mean
but now...
winless in 6 games, City?
Yeah.
I think you can get 2.5 in this one. I'm willing to. I mean, listen, if I'm going to watch it, I'm betting over 2.5.
Who's getting 2? Arsenal. Arsenal over 1.5 is minus 185. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I know that's gross.
So man. I don't know.
I
I'm
mean,
gonna take the
both
plus
teams
one.
to score
I don't
is
know.
minus 135. Yeah, so it's the same number. Would you rather have both teams to score? Finishes 1-1.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
Plus 300 on the draw. Man, United. Wait, hold on. What's the fucking spread? United. You said 1 goal
Plus one, minus 125.
It's really, you're really trying to talk me into it, and about my hate for Arsenal. So I'm right there.
All right, let's
It's
take
like
a
when
look
I
at.
need Coach to bet Roma. Like this is the opposite. Like you need Nick to fade Arsenal. You could just walk me right down the fucking plank.
Let's see. Teams that Arsenal have covered the plus one against in the last 2 months: Inter, Villa, Club Brugge. That's it. But Wolves didn't cover, Everton didn't cover, Brighton didn't cover, Bournemouth didn't cover, Liverpool didn't cover, Chelsea didn't cover, Forest didn't cover.
Now you're really. I'm gonna have to look at this, and I don't really want to.
I feel like plus one's pretty safe. I don't see this being an Arsenal smash.
United is plus 250 to make top 4.
No,
That good enough for you guys?
no.
I
Not even
know.
close.
If it was like plus 500, I'd honestly consider.
No, because eventually the Carrick magic will wear out a little bit. But it's we're still in week 2 of Carrick, so
Yeah.
Buy it.
I found a Bundesliga play.
Of course you did, Coach.
Hold on, Coach. We're done with the.
As you
We need to
guys
get
are debating the benefits of Michael Carrick
on.
over there, I found one.
I need to make a Coach Worldwide graphic.
Yeah, we got to make one. Hold on. There was one more game, right?
No, that was it. That's
the
the last
Leeds
one.
Everton on Monday is the last one.
You don't want to talk about the underest under of all time?
Which
Oh,
game
it's
is
minus
that fun?
160. No, never mind. Gross.
Okay.
Unders are not fun.
Yeah. Well, I had an under lose. We had an under lose in fucking 30 minutes this week, so there was that.
We did. We did. I and that's why I don't bet unders often. I just hate betting unders. I'd rather lose an over and just teams like underperform than bet an under and teams just go off. I feel worse when that happens.
All right,
personally.
hold on. All right,
It's my
we're
personal
gonna play a
feeling.
game, Scott. You distract Coach Steve for 15 seconds, and I bet you I could find his bet.
Okay. Coach,
All
I'm
right.
making you a graphic. This is a Bundesliga bet.
Let's
It's a
see.
Bundesliga bet.
We got
I'm going to go ahead and guess it contains either Frankfurt or Mainz.
I see.
Go
I
ahead.
think
You're like, I
you're
may have
right.
nailed
I
it.
think you're right. Hold on. He is going to take. Let me see the draw. Hoffenheim draw no bet minus 130.
Close. I had Hoffenheim team total at minus 120.
There
to
you have
score
it.
2 at. I mean, I didn't realize
Judges?
Hoffenheim was playing as well as they were until you pointed it out last weekend. I thought they were like 5th or 6th. They're up to 3rd now in the table. I mean, how do you not take them against this team that just bleeds goals?
We get that, right? The judges give us that we predicted Coach's bet.
Yeah.
I got minus 115, dude.
Yeah, how do you not
know
take
they're
that?
away.
And Frankfurt just played today at
I
Karabakh.
think
Conceded
you
3
do.
goals. Got the travel. I mean, I don't see how you don't take Hoffenheim.
Frankfurt is actually statistically giving up over 2 goals a match. Like, so
Yeah,
it doesn't
they're
just
just-
seem that way. It's actually factual.
It's not just like perception, like they do it here
Right.
and there. Like they do it often. And
Yep.
Hoffenheim has been good, pushing into Champions League spots now.
Yeah. I mean,
35 scored in 17 matches.
Yeah.
So they're averaging over 2 matches a game.
Yep. They only have half the goals of Bayern Munich.
Yeah. It's wild because they have the joint second best attack in the league with Dortmund, who's or no, Frankfurt's got 3 more goals scored than them. Frankfurt scores, they concede a lot.
Yeah.
But so you got the 3rd best attack in the league, and you are at half the number of the leaders. It's
Yeah.
wild. It's wild.
No, I dig it. I'm with you.
I mean, that was one that jumped out at me when I saw that matchup. I'm like, let me see what they're getting, and they're getting, a better number than I would have expected.
Yeah. Listen, weird one for me. I think Mainz could pull out a win at home against Wolfsburg because they're favored and they shouldn't be favored because Mainz is terrible. And I feel like we say that all the time. So why are they?
See, I was just looking at that to see why Wolfsburg doesn't win that match.
Right. And that's what I'm asking. Why is Wolfsburg such a dog here? That leads me to believe Mainz could win.
Both teams to scores hitting 10 out of 10 in Wolfsburg matches, 5 out of 7 in Mainz matches. Wolfsburg's an over team, that's for sure. 1-1 draw the first time around, but there was a red card for Wolfsburg at some point in that match. Let's see how deep into the match it was.
Minus 130 over 2.5.
No, it was like it was a 90th minute one, and they gave like a penalty kick. So,
all right, what about your boys, Borussia Dortmund plus 105 against Union?
I was looking at that. Union hasn't lost lately, though. They've been pulling out
much better.
Some draws. They've been better.
But
so I don't know if I would go
Dortmund's
there.
Legit. What'd they do this week? I already forgot.
They got the red card against Spurs.
Oh, that's right.
They cost us our both teams.
Oh, that's right. They cost us the play of the day. Dortmund's bad.
Yeah.
Forgot about it.
They cost us that play of the day. They got that red card early. And
Can we get a banned graphic?
We can. We'll work on it.
Banned. Next week, guys, you're going to see so many fucking graphics, you're not even going to know what to do with them.
I did just make our first Coach Worldwide graphic. It's going to need some tweaking, but here I'm loading it now. We'll close the show.
Dressed like Pitbull.
Oh, I can make that.
Doesn't look like me, but the rest
doesn't.
Of the
but we'll
right.
tweak on it. Maybe we'll get a coach picture in there.
Yeah, I'd have to do more digging. I didn't get enough time to do enough digging in the Bundesliga for like overs and things like that. But that my play of the weekend for Bundesliga, at least quick glance, is that one. I would go there. And then I don't know if there's anything in La Liga or France. Otherwise, we can call it a show.
Let's see. Give me a quick second because I did not do research on either. But we can always take a quick look. They did this dumb thing.
Real Madrid plus 100 at Villarreal.
Villarreal's been good, but they not in the Champions League. Real's, I don't know. Like what?
They're a disaster. I know.
Who is Real? Are they good?
Yeah, are they the Real that just showed up? For 6 goals yesterday and crushed Monaco when we had Monaco on the plus 1.5. I mean, yeah.
I think I kind of want to take it just because I don't mind losing that bet.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see if we can get a decent shot on target number here, because if it's even halfway playable, I'm going to fucking smash it. Nope. Never mind. Sucks. Nope. Fede Valverde shot on target plus 200. But he's been playing back. I mean, I'm kind of with you, Scott. I don't know how you don't take them.
I don't know how you don't take it. Yeah. Like, what's the worst that happens? Real
Coming
Madrid
up to
loses.
6-goal performance. Yeah, worst that lose, they lose. It's a bet like they did on that play of the day, and they look like shit, right? Yeah.
Oh no, Celta's actually been pretty good. Interesting. Sociedad's a big favorite over Celta Vigo.
I am not fading Sociedad anymore with until they start to the other shoe drops, because Materazzo's had them. Would they be when we had them? Atletico. There was a time last week. Yep. I think I looked at them and I was like, nope, not touching it.
All right, boys, I got one. Take it with a grain of salt, people. I watched very, very, very sparingly. I didn't handicap any of this before. Real Betis.
Oh yeah, Sociedad just beat Barcelona, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm not fading them. No way.
No, I didn't say fade them. I said take them.
Oh, take them. Yeah. I would. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would probably look to take them if the number's right for sure.
I'm looking at Real Betis to score 2 goals plus 155 against Alaves. Alaves is in fucking 18th place. Their defense isn't terrible for an 18th place team.
Yeah, they only concede a little over a goal a match. Yeah, they're not typical relegation defense with 25 conceded. But then again, a lot of these teams don't concede a whole ton here in La Liga. I feel like there's not a ton of scoring in some of these matches.
That's what I got. I don't have anything anywhere else. What are your boys doing in France? Hold on. Let's see. Because we're still getting weird numbers on like Lens, who's in first place, right?
Lens they're getting a big number at Marseille. Not an easy match for them.
Marseille, who should have lost about 6-0 to Liverpool today. That Marseille.
I think my XG had that at about 5-2. I think that's what I saw.
Scotty XG.
Man, that's a good little draw, man. I mean, it's
a big match in the standings, first and third. Marseille score in the league though. They got 41 scored in the league.
I know. No, I was trying to make something happen out of thin air, but I don't think I can.
Yeah.
Unless you want to take the first place team on a double chance at minus 110. You could do that, but
I will. Happily.
Yeah.
I will say, talking about France, I think my play of the day in the Europa League, quick glance, the research I did is tomorrow got to be Lyon minus 130 at Young Boys.
Tell us more.
I just don't think Young Boys are very good, and I think and Lyon has been very good in the Europa League so far. They're top of the table.
Yeah, let me educate myself with the standings here. Hold on, because I'm looking at one right now, but it might
3
not be.
in 6 matches. So
Europa League standings. Okay, hold on, guys. This they might fucking rotate, but oh no, they probably need the win. Never mind. Not enough handicapping to be able to give out bets here.
But I would say, they haven't clinched a bye yet for certain. They're in a good position, but they need something probably to clinch it. So I just think that's a good match.
I got one. Red Star against Malmo over 2.5 minus 130.
No opinion.
I know you like Red Star over, so
Always, but Malmo stink. They haven't scored. I don't think they've scored a goal yet. I reserve the right to come back and do some research.
Well, check Twitter. Maybe we'll have some winners on Twitter tomorrow.
Can't be worse.
But we thank everybody who joined us, especially John in the chat.
Johnny.
And hopefully we continue our play of the day success in the domestic leagues and bounce back from a rough couple days of Champions League. Catch you guys next week.
Good luck.